It works. The calculations and adjustments worked. The transport and storage mechanisms seemed to be flawless. What a wonderful day. If only these people knew what they were feeling. And so what if a few people leave the park at the end of the day feeling dour? What's dour? So what if the children are more scared than excited of the roller coaster? This could be the doorway to immortality. What the shit? Store was only... Okay, so what are you feeding the souls of the people who died here? Actually, it seems like that's exactly what he's doing. And I assume that people like this bitch are the perfect ones for him. Or maybe the opposite.
The witch awaits.
That was the last one, right? The last ride, I think.
Callum has bruises on his arms, finger marks. Someone has been hurting him. I've asked him, demanded really, to know where he got the marks. But he doesn't want to answer me. Something has scared him into silence. He doesn't dare talk. He's been changing too. Something sinister lurks in the darkness behind his eyes. I catch him staring at me at odd moments. In the night, he tosses and turns and cries out words that I cannot understand. When I try to soothe him, he snaps and bites at my fingers. I think he wants to talk to me. I think he wants to tell me. But they are watching him every minute of every day. They are whispering to him in his sleep, changing him. They are taking my baby away from me. I can save him. There will be pain. But I love him, and in the end, he will understand why.
I'm not gonna lie. You do not... I did not peg you for the type who would do that. Bumper cars, unsuspecting bumper cars, slideshow, okay. So I don't quite get this chick though. Do you love your kid or do you not? Or are you just like bipolar along with sociopath? Either way, she's got some problems. Slideshow Alley. And I assume at the House of Horrors... So I assume this is where you're going to get information on the witch, and then the House of Horrors is where you fight her.
The whole town was shocked by that one. Never found out who did it.
Cotton candy corpse leaves sour taste in parkour's mouths. Yesterday evening, visitors to the park were shocked and horrified by the discovery of a dismembered corpse behind the cotton candy stand. According to the local authorities, the corpse is yet to be identified. However, they have confirmed that the remains appear to be those of a child. It's fucked up. The corpse was discovered by a group of teenagers from Innsmouth Academy, who noticed a pair of ravens tugging at something just out of sight behind the shack. Nathaniel Winter, the owner of the park, has released the following statement. It is a true tragedy when something like this occurs, especially in a place that was designed to bring forth happiness and joy. The staff of Atlantic Island Park offer their condolences to the family and friends of the victim and will cooperate fully with authorities to help bring this case to rest. The Solomon Chronicle will provide daily updates moving forward. While responsible for diseases contracted via the kissing booth. Honestly, useful.
Poor bastard. Who did this to him?
Jesus. What's up, buddy? One thing I gotta say though, all this like shimmering with the screen and all that doesn't amount to much to me. And the main reason why is because it's just visuals. As far as I can tell, there's no mechanic to go along with it. Like Amnesia Dark Descent had a similar thing, but it had the sanity mechanic to go along with it. Just there for show.
These are mine.
Flags Pharmacy. What else? Your crazy pills? Destroy something. Reality. Sheriff Bannerman is a fat pig, but his daughter is hot. Fuck gravity. I can taste your dreams. Not safe, the League. Only dead fish follow this stream. Your mother, clearly one has high standards. Say no to gravity. Some kids laugh out loud, some kids cry, but mostly kids simply die. Be carried away, 1980s. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Reagan 80. Don't believe everything they tell you. Fear the boogeyman. Not gonna lie, like this looks like your average like high school bathroom with shit written on it. I gotta say, if your pills do this to you, then is it really medication? Fine.
Don't touch me.
Forgive me, Callum.
Future times. Personal creator, but your name is Mama. Every 17th child is a magnet of unsinfulness, made omniscient by broken fires, whatever. We don't believe the earth belongs to battered goats or in shamrock after birth. Only the truly naked wrens of righteous indignation are suffered by war-crossed cleavages and trust whatever arrhythmia. Beaumont will come to the island, bearing the talisman, and he will shatter the seals that bind the orthodoxy of corruption. I mean, I understand this is the curse stuff. Only then will priests shoot sluts, reveal housewives pontificate, and delayed messiahs make what? Make something for the Rescus of Tango and Cash. I can't read half this. This is a weird font. Sweat the temptiste, who grips the shaft, twists the shaft, absconding with third age tire into fourth age darkness, while God lie writhing on the shattered faces of the earth. Gaia has sweetness, and grace, but her days are numbered, and heavy flated hives break before frozen wills and ciliographic actresses and pencil and paper pornography. The all-seeing eye will provide decade-long updates on this story going for... I don't even know what half that said. And, like, I truly tried to read every one of those words, but, like, just a handful of them I could not make out. I don't know what that font was, but I don't like it.
Oh, God, no.
I would like to talk to whoever it is that prescribed you those pills, because they clearly weren't doing their job.
The park is a collage of contradictions all of its own. Millions of people die every year in car crashes, and the park has little cars designed specifically to simulate that action. Hear the children scream with joy. In the sideshow alley, you can walk away with 15 cents worth of mass-produced Chinese teddy bears, while a grinning carny pockets your hard-earned $5. What secrets lie beneath the sullen waters of the lake? The tears of jilted lovers, the soiled condoms of illicit affairs, the clotted blood of the lonely suicide. And the face of the witch looms over it all. I've always despised her toothy grin and warty nose. I hate that sparkle in her weathered, watchful eyes. I think Callum is waiting for me. Inside. Callum? Callum!
Not gonna lie, lady, you sound crazier than, like, anybody else. Yeah. Lady, you sound crazier than, like, anybody else over here. Just say. Like, my goodness gracious. Carrion, Satan's whore. I gotta say though, so conceptually what she said was absolutely correct. Like most of the way she described amusement parks is honestly correct. The only part I disagree with is the bumper cars thing because yes, people die every year in car crashes, and yes, bumper cars are designed to simulate that, but real life car crashes, like people die because they're made of different things and they're going way faster. Bumper cars are designed to be crashing into one another. So that part isn't an apt comparison, but everything else, honestly, yeah, I can't deny. Oh. I was about to say, how do I use the flashlight, but there we go. It had a loading screen, which is something I haven't seen in a long time. Done. Atlantic Island Park has closed its gates. A jeering throng of townsfolk gathered as we hung the heavy iron padlock on the gates. Small-minded fools, scared of what they don't understand. My machines lie silent and dejected, but I am not beaten. I have sent my wife and son back to Boston, and I have retreated here to the House of Horrors, I must think. So, although that means that the park wasn't... So then is this lady just going crazy when she talked to that one guy?
Leave me alone!
Oh. Oh my god, the game actually has a mirror thing. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Which, wait, does her mouth... Wait,
Don't
wait.
leave me!
Nope, I was really hoping her mouth would move and I... Oh well. Well, A for effort though. By the way, when it comes to mirrors like this body model right here, is headless. That reflection is in fact a second character model with the head on, and the game is designing it to move exactly as I am. It's a trick gaming developers use. Fuck you. Honestly, not a bad looking chick. Hell, if she wasn't so batshit insane. Sup, Mr. Guy? Is it just me, or did her expression change? One of these days, you're gonna see something else in the mirror. Sup, Mr. Big Bad Wolf? Mr. Big Bad Bitch? Oh. Okay, here's a negative though for me now. This part is, again, I like being able to see a character model, but this part is actually kind of a bad thing, cause you got all this shit going on with the visuals and all the pounding and, you know, her going nuts. But then if you look in the mirror, she just looks like a stone wall, in all honesty. So like, I'm actually glad they're doing this, but they really should have made that character model do something instead of just that. For me, it takes me out of the immersion, personally. And I can't move forward faster. Then again, I suppose I shouldn't really want to. Sup, ho? Wait, what?
Don't make me look at it.
Sup, homie? So this part, I'm kind of confused, because, like, where do I go? Like, I assume I'm going the right way since this shit keeps popping up and down, but, like...
Show yourself!
What's up? Okay, I know I'm going the right way now.
One little duck went out one day.
Oh, hey, buddy. Well, at least now I know I'm going the right way. Although getting out of here is going to be an absolute bitch. Locked. Locked. Open. Killing its owners. The owner is put to death by an enraged mob townsfolk as he shuts the curse. Now Raven. It's probably important. Nightmare Circus. You know what? Nightmare Circus. A circus burns to the ground on opening night, killing dozens. The owner is put to death by an enraged mob of townsfolk, just as it shouted a curse. Now Raven, a dark-souled wanderer, comes to the ruins at dusk in search of his missing mother. Let the show begin.
After they let me out, they gave me Callum back and sent me home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, there were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Don, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking. I devoted myself to Callum and did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
That sucks, honestly. A shocking true story. Hunger, the true story of the Dawners. On April 16th, 1846, a group of covered wagons began the 2,500-mile journey to California. Just 8 months later, they found themselves stranded in the Sierra Nevada mountains with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of westward migration that the world had ever seen. Now, our panel of Donner experts have uncovered compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive that terrible winter. In this never-before-seen expose read about how the Donner children were forced to eat their brothers and sisters in order to survive. All here in the pages of this shocking... I wouldn't want to read that book. I don't know anybody who would. The Wilting, Susan Something. With this novel, Susan Something cements her place as one of the most important science fiction writers of this generation. The Wilting. A solar flare has struck the Earth. Millions of people are uprooted from their homes. A young meteorologist searches desperately for a way to stop global overheating, and an exotic dancer named Chance O'Hara is the key to saving the world again. Not gonna lie, it sounds interesting. I thought she would say something about those, guess not. I love you. Callum. So this is the owner's makeshift home. I see he's not very responsible with the water bill. Milk, cheese, bread, butter, whatever. Remember, drop off counter, fix faucet. Oh, it's broken. Oh, what, is this supposed to be her house? There's almost nothing in there. Can I? Thank you. I wouldn't want to leave that fridge door open. Because that's just irresponsible. Miss Mylard. Dunwich. As we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you fully recovered from your illness. This letter is official notification that you are considered sound of mind and body and may return to work at any time. Please note that you should discontinue any medications you have been using and dispose of any remaining medicine. If you only some work left, please try to do that. And I don't think she stopped taking those pills. Lorraine, I received your letter and am quite surprised. You ran off with your father all those years ago, then disappeared off the edge of the map, and then when I finally tracked you down, refused to answer any of my letters. And now you write to me asking for help. I have another family now and another life. Your father was a horrible man, and I regret the years that I wasted with him. I loved you, I truly did, but every year you grew more and more like him. You were his girl, never really mine. Still, I would have fought for custody if you hadn't run away with him. It broke my heart, but I needed to go on living. I can't let you back into my life without picking open old wounds. I'm sorry, Lorraine, but I just can't do it. Maybe one day it'll be easier and I can meet Callum, but not yet. I am not ready to forgive you. Please don't contact... Ooh. Honest but heartfelt. That sucks cock, though. This is very interesting, though. It's 1977. Lorraine seems to be suffering from depression that began early in her pregnancy. Our discussions have made it obvious that these episodes stem from the grief of losing her partner, Dawn, who died about 6 months ago, so she's basically, like, to term. There are also several unresolved issues with her father. After being kept under careful observation, she provided standard treatment for this disorder, including electroconvulsion therapy. Would you use that on a fucking pregnant woman? The patient responded and made a vapid recovery. Weekly follow-up. Lorraine has a newborn son, Callum, who was placed in foster care shortly after birth when Lorraine displayed symptoms of disorientation and depression. It is our judgment spelled without an E. It is our judgment that Lorraine is fit to have her son returned to her, and as long as she follows her recommended aftercare routine and continues with her medication, we have faith that she will be an effective caregiver. Lorraine has her own housing, and her employer, Susie, has said that she is welcome to return to her shifts at the diner. Norm agreed, the local woman, has offered to care for Callum while Lorraine works. It is with this support network in mind that we feel confident releasing Lorraine from this institution. A prescription for Zolift can be filled at Flagg's Pharmacy in Kingsmith. She has been advised to start with the 50 milligram dose and then, based on the advice, to increase as needed. Now, one thing I'm going to do, because the fact that it mentions Zolift, is I'm going to look up what Zolift is, if it's even a real thing. Okay, so I'm looking it up right now. So first off, it's not Zolift, it's Zoloft, so they misspelt it with an I instead of an O. But yeah, so it's used to treat things like depression, PTSD, panic disorders, all that type of shit. So pretty spot on with the medication there. Oh. Miss Mallard, our inquiry into the estate of Mr. Donald Williams has been completed. We regret to inform you that the primary beneficiaries of his estate, including the life insurance settlement for accidental death, were listed as Rose Williams and Richard Williams of New York State, the deceased parents. Our estate made contact with Mr. and Mrs. Williams and explained your situation, especially as regards to the birth of his son Callum. Unfortunately, they were not receptive to our overtures, and they specified that without any legal proof of a biological relationship, they consider you ineligible to receive any of the monies from Donald's estate. They have asked that we no longer contact them regarding this matter. I understand this may have a negative impact on your current financial situation, and I hope I'm not being too forward when I enclose the bill to our service. That's okay. I get it, but okay. I get it because in truth, she really doesn't have much of a claim because she got knocked up, and that's pretty much it. But consider again, what you should have done. I forget. I feel like she still. I get it why they did what they did, but I still feel like they should have given her something. I mean, she did fuck your son, so chances are that is, I don't know. I feel like they should have given her something. Ah. PT. The Zoloft. Lorraine. Things aren't right between us at the moment. I know. I want to try and explain it. I think it is because I am so far from home and I am working so hard. Every day working at the park it gets worse, like a spring inside my mind, winding tighter and tighter and tighter. When we go for drinks after work it gets a little better. The guys relax and we laugh and we're good people again. I don't want to come home to you without being in the right mind, but when this job is done, we need to get out of this place. We need to go back to the city, where I don't feel like this anymore. I love you, Donald. P.S. Just count for a boy and Emma for a girl.
Please, don't make me see.
I already saw the hunger thing. Oh, hey, buddy. And it's closed. Just in case. And there's even less in it. I didn't run away, Dad took me. Ah. Basically, it's not my fault, Mom. Please me break me. Oh. That sucks. Thank you, William. The new watches are very nice. It made me happier. Ah, so the first time around was everyone towards her. This is her back to everybody else. And she definitely wasn't happy about that. I feel like that door is going to open at some point soon. Okay, so there's some blood. Not much is different this time around. I didn't run away, Dad took me. The witch. Is there something I'm missing, or am I supposed to go through this many times? My two best friends, Dawn and Laura. Ooh, that's not good. Prescription, nobody loves you. Callum is no longer mine his. Okay, so I am supposed to go through this many times. Ah, there we go. Hmm. Miss Mylord, as we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you to be batshit fucking insane. Let's be clear. You are in no way a sound of mind and body, and you are a danger to everybody around you. Please note that your only escape from this should be drugs. A shitload of them. Smoking, snorting, oral, intravenous. Take them any way you can and use as often as you can. That shit can only make your life better. In case there is any doubt, you are suffering a relapse, and nobody really cares. Nobody can help you now. Don't fuck this up. Dr. Spock. Okay, this is definitely her getting just... Received your letter, and I'm quite surprised. You ran off, she didn't run away. Lorraine just can't do it, fought for myself. Okay, I was looking to see if that was any different. Yeah, no shit, she relapsed. I can't read that one at all. And each time becomes more dilapidated than the last. Callum seems to be dead. And now it's raining in the... Oh my fuck. I gotta say, game, good on you. Okay, genuinely, I think it's amazing that it's raining. Because if it weren't for the rain, I would not have looked up. And I would not have noticed those hanging bodies. Fuck. You know, the way I see this too is that each time it's getting more dilapidated because it's showing the state of Laura's crumbling mind. The further she goes along, the more fucked up she gets. That's how I'm reading this anyway. Oh.
Stories are told again and again, and from their shape we build our understanding of the world. Two children are led into the woods. They are lost for a time, but then are captured by an old witch. A child goes missing in Atlantic Island Park. He wanders lost for a time before finding his way into the mouth of an old witch. In the oldest version of this story, the mother and the witch were the same person. I never wanted to be the witch. But I am, aren't I?
If you believe you are, then what does that tell you? But I gotta say though, other than the dilapidated state of this place, it just looks like a regular library. There's even a fire going. Kids broke in today. It has been so long since I heard laughter. So very long. I took one of them. I couldn't help myself. It was fast. The other didn't notice. I liked hearing him laugh. This boy from the academy. I put him on a slab. I tickled to couldn't breathe. My machines came to life, whirring. I think this is delightful. The change brought most of the machines. So that was the witch. What is it, 1920s music? Hansel and Gretel. Uh-oh.
Callum? 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 Callum!
I thought you didn't keep that. Did she fucking...
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
So, did she actually... Alright, time for the review. Well, this is one of those weird games. Because this is very... Okay, so first off, gameplay-wise, with one exception, I'm not gonna rate anything about this game gameplay-wise, because the gameplay isn't really what matters. Although, well, you know what? Yes, I will. So, gameplay-wise, it's alright. The first ride, honestly, was really boring. It was just Hansel and Gretel, but it was necessary for the full thing, so I get that. But I still skipped it, though, because if you know Hansel and Gretel, then there's no point to it. It just wastes time, and as far as I'm concerned. Every other ride, though, for one, you find out she's doing electric shock therapy, and then you learn more about her in the park and all the notes and stuff like that. And then you get to the House of Horrors. I actually like all that. My only real flaw is the thing with the mirror. How it breaks me out of the immersion. As far as the narrative goes, I think it was very well done, and it's one of those where it's left up to interpretation. Because there's two sides to this that I see. On one side of things, it could be that the park is haunted, and it made the chipmunk mascot guy kill the kid, and made the other, you know, the cotton candy corpse thing happen. And by that same token, at one point when Lorraine, whatever her name was at the park, she killed her own son. Or it could just be, that's the version that I actually prefer. Or it could be, you know, she, like the note said, she's batshit fucking insane. So another interpretation is that she's just psycho, and that none of this shit really happened, you know, and then like none of the shit you read about really happened, and that all of it is made up in her own psyche in order to try and make herself feel better, convince herself that she's not bad over the fact that she killed her own son in cold blood. You know, that one line, "I'm the witch, aren't I?" The one that killed her own son. But here's the thing though, it's left up to interpretation, but I do feel like the first interpretation is more fact. Because without the whole park being like, if it's just in her schizoid mind and the park isn't haunted, then why in fuck did it close down? You see what I'm saying? Because like, accidents do happen in real life, but not at the frequency that this game suggests for it to be haunted. So personally, I prefer the interpretation that the park is in fact haunted, and that the park made her kill her own son. Right, wherever the demon is in the park. One thing I find interesting, I was legitimately expecting a final boss fight in the House of Horrors with the flashlight, but you didn't get that. And I think that's a cool thing. I really do. Because it makes, okay, so like in some games, let's say like The Medium, where you're a medium, you could expect to fight the supernatural. Lorraine is a regular bitch. So when she was there, it just forced her to kill her own kid. Now, that also gives credence though to the second interpretation, because it could be that she had her own ice pick, and when she was there, the witch monster made her kill her own son with the ice pick, and then she conjured up the idea of the mascot thing in her own mind, you know, for the fact that she killed her own son, so she wanted it to be like somebody else did it. Really, like I said, both of them do have credence, but I do prefer the one where the park's actually haunted. But I suppose either way it works. It is a dark ending though, not gonna lie, that's a dark ending. The only thing that most of the game is left up to interpretation. The only part that I'm certain of is the fact that in the beginning, that when her and Callum go into the park to find his lost teddy bear, now that may or may not be real. I'm not sure, because that could have happened years before she killed her son. But the one thing I am certain of is that once the park goes into the nighttime, none of that is real. That's the one thing I'm certain about. None of that is real. It's all in her mind. Now, whether or not that stuff really happened in this game, I mean, it's not real. Like, whether or not the chipmunk outfit guy really did go crazy and kill a guy with an ice pick, her exploration and riding that roller coaster for the first time did not happen. So this game is trippy because it has different interpretations. Honestly, I'll give this game some praise for the fact that it was able to weave such an interconnected thing together in only an hour or two. It reminds me of the likes of the Town of Light, which it actually shares some comparisons with all the psycho shit. Because honestly, like, this game could have easily been like set in an asylum, and it would have made perfect sense too. Now, the graphics aren't the best, and the atmosphere, quite frankly, isn't the best, but it's clearly a small indie developer, and they clearly did their best with it. I mean, just having actual cutscenes in a game like this is mind-blowing to me. So it may look like a PS2 game, but I don't blame it for that whatsoever. Like I said, my only negative is that mirror thing. I think they should have I think they should have made the character model more than just a block. So that being said though, it's a dark ending, but I like it. I truly do. I like the narrative, I like the gameplay, you know, as far as it goes, except for that mirror thing. I liked all of it. And I like the interpretation-ness of it too. So with all that being said, it was an enjoyable game, and even though it was only an hour or two long, I liked it. So time to give this game my final grade. Unlike The Town of Light, this game did have one negative, which was the mirror thing. Which, yes, because this game is all about narrative and immersion, which, like I said, it doesn't have all the immersion it could have because it's low budget, but what is there could have been more in the mirror. Due to the mirror problem with her being basically a block, I'm taking the rating down by 1 notch. So for me, this game's final grading is a solid A. For awesome. So there you have it. The park for me is an A. I really enjoyed it. Wasn't perfect, but it has good moments. Its music is pretty good too. And yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything else to say about it. So stay frosty, and hope you like the game like I did.